we are so excited to get started today with our Every Bit Counts challenge, where we're preserving something every day in the month of August. Welcome to day one. Today, what are we canning?
Strawberry applesauce.
Strawberry applesauce. I am here with my little helper, Makayla, or as we affectionately refer to her, MJ. And one of her favorite things is applesauce, all the kinds of applesauce. Cinnamon applesauce, regular applesauce, strawberry applesauce. And we're gonna try our hand at canning some strawberry applesauce. Now, this is already a pretty sweet recipe because it's got the strawberries in it to add sweetness, so we're not gonna add sugar. But as I go through this recipe, if you decide it needs a little bit more kick, a little bit more sweetness, you go ahead and add some sugar. The good thing about this recipe is we're gonna cook it in the crock pot first before we can it, and you can taste it before you put it in the cans just to get it just right, just how you like it. So, Makayla, what do we need?
We need 6 pounds of apples.
Yes, ma'am.
1.5 pounds of cut strawberries.
Yes.
3 tablespoons of lemon juice and 1 cup of water.
Yes.
And a crock pot.
And a crock pot for now. Yes, and we are so thankful. If you caught our Azure Standard haul, we got a huge box of apples and we got a big bag of strawberries, so we've been waiting to use those and we are excited to use them. I will link Azure Standard down below. They're a great place to get bulk in-season produce from and all sorts of other grains and kitchen staples. Makayla ran through the ingredients for you, but I'm gonna go ahead and list those down in the description. But all we do to start with is we're gonna put all the ingredients into our crock pot. So Makayla's gonna start cutting our apples and we will just start dumping in all of the ingredients. All right, go for it, Makayla.
We're gonna leave the cores for our chickens because they love apple cores.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the cores and put them in the spin for the chickens. All right, I'm gonna put the strawberries in, and these, since Azure Standard sent them, they were frozen and they were already stemmed, so we're gonna just put 1.5 pounds of strawberries in. One cup of water. And 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now the lemon juice is for stability in canning. If you are not canning this recipe, you do not have to add the lemon juice. All right, so now all that's left is to just add the apples as we go. I didn't mention, this is an apple corer. It cuts the core out of the middle and then it slices it with one fell swoop. It's a really handy tool to have around. We're gonna put the lid on and we're gonna set it on high for how long?
4 hours.
4 hours. And really that's not an exact number, that's just until it's mushy. Really, this is just kind of a quick set it and forget it recipe. We'll see you back here at the end of the 4 hours. It has been 4 hours and we are ready to pull the lid off this crock pot. It smells really good, doesn't it, MJ? It does. Now, what Makayla is going to do is use our immersion blender that she's got right there. And she's going to really mix and mash up these apples and the strawberries really good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off and make a sauce with them. So go for that. Ooh, look at that beautiful pink stuff. We took a little spoonful out and let this cool, and now Makayla is gonna taste it very carefully because it may still be hot. Is it good?
Yeah.
And this is the great thing about this recipe, since it's cooked in the crock pot beforehand, you can go ahead and taste it and make sure it is to your liking. If you need to add a little bit of sweetener, add some sweetener, but we're good to go now. All right, let's wash your hands and get ready to can. So this applesauce is great for water bath canning. We are gonna water bath can this for 25 minutes and it needs 1/2 inch of headspace. Now headspace is the space between the top of the jar, the rim of the jar, and
The sauce.
the sauce, yeah, the liquid or the whatever you're canning. And you can either measure it with a ruler, or I have one of these nifty little actual canning measurers that go down, and we'll use our funnel to pour it in. And these jars are washed, rinsed, clean, the lids are clean, and we're gonna put them in the canner basket and lower them down into the canner. I have 4 jars out right now. We may need more. I don't think we'll need more than 4 jars. Actually, I don't even think we'll need 4 whole jars, but we'll see. And another thing is, when you're canning, you don't want to put hot material into a cold jar. It could crack. So make sure your jars are warmed up a little bit and ready to go. All right, so we are gonna put our applesauce straight in here. Put the funnel on. Do you want to pour it?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna pour it right in here. Now be careful because it's still pretty hot, okay? All right, so keep pouring until I say go, or till I say stop. And then we'll measure it. So be real careful. It smells good. Okay, that's about
Perfecto.
Let's measure a little bit more. Okay. That's right, just about right. Okay. All right, so we're right at about 1/2 inch of headspace for this one. We're gonna take our jar lid, and you always wanna use unless you're using reusable jar lids, you wanna use a fresh, clean, new jar lid. And then you wanna take your ring, and you wanna twist the ring around until it's finger tight, and then like 1/2 turn more. You don't wanna really wrench down on that lid, because what can happen if you really, really wrench down on that lid hard is it could actually pull the sides up and kind of distort the sides, and it won't seal properly. So you wanna make sure that you're not doing it too tight, but you're doing it tight enough to be firm, and hold that down during the canning process. All right, let's go, and we're gonna fill up what we can. We have 3 quarts and then just a teeny bit left over, which I bet we won't have a problem with putting in a little bowl and having a snack later. So we're gonna go ahead and get these in the canner. If you don't have an official water bath canner, that is okay. You do not have to have a fancy canner to be able to can. You can just can in a stock pot, any pot that's big enough that lets you put water over top of your jars. That's great for water bath canning. Now, you wanna make sure if you're putting stuff in that the jars aren't sitting right on top of the burner. So you want to put either a towel down inside, or if you have a trivet that can go inside, you don't want them sitting right on the bottom that's sitting on the burner. So the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna cover these with about 1 inch of water. Make sure there's about 1 inch above their lids, and we're gonna set it to boil. Once the water is boiling in our canner, we're gonna set a timer for 25 minutes. At that point, we'll turn the stove off, and we'll let it set until the water temperature kind of cools and evens off, because we don't want to pull these straight out into the cold air. We don't want them to crack. But if we let the water set for a little bit and acclimate to room temperature, it's a lot safer and better for the cans. So I will see you back here once these have processed for 25 minutes. All right, MJ and I are done, and all we have to do is pull them out now. They have water bath canned for 25 minutes. We pulled the top off and we let them set for a bit. It's still a little steamy, but they're fine to pull out now. So let's get these jars out. Ooh, that looks like some good applesauce, sister. Are you excited?
Yep.
Yeah? So we are thrilled. Tomorrow we're gonna use the rest of our apples, and we are going to make, what are we making tomorrow?
Dried cinnamon apples.
Dried cinnamon apples. So we hope you will join us then. Let us know in the comments down below what you're preserving this season, and have a great day.